The CEO of one of the world's most powerful AI companies just admitted something that should terrify every parent. And what's happening at the Pentagon right now with AI might be even worse. We're about to cross a line that humanity can never uncross. Sam Altman recently revealed he uses ChatGPT to help raise his baby, not for scheduling or organizing, for actual parenting decisions. When asked directly about this, he didn't hesitate. He said he couldn't imagine raising a newborn without it. Think about that for a second. The person running OpenAI, who knows exactly how these systems work and their limitations, is outsourcing fundamental parenting decisions to an algorithm.
Think about that for a second. The person running OpenAI, who knows exactly how these systems work and their limitations, is outsourcing fundamental parenting decisions to an algorithm. Here's where it gets dark. I tested ChatGPT myself with a simple medical calculation, determining the right medicine dosage for a child based on weight. Basic math that any calculator should handle. The AI got it completely wrong, not slightly off, dangerously wrong. If I hadn't double-checked with actual medical charts, the consequences could have been catastrophic. And this is just math, the one thing computers should never fail at. But the real danger goes deeper than calculation errors.
And do you use ChatGPT when raising your baby?
I do. I mean, I feel kind of bad about it. I cannot imagine having gone through the, figuring out how to raise a newborn without ChatGPT. Clearly, people did it for a long time, no problem.
Yes.
Instead of, taking 50 corpses and splicing body parts together, they'll be splicing genes together. And so they're going to start testing this now in real human embryos. They're going to start modifying their genes in their babies. They claim the purpose of this is to cure incurable heritable genetic diseases. All of the first iterations of GMO babies will probably die.
When you ask an AI about introducing solid foods to your baby, it can't capture the complexity of different approaches. There's baby-led weaning, traditional purees, countless philosophies passed down through generations. The AI picks one and presents it as fact. What happens when millions of parents start following the same algorithmic advice? We lose the beautiful diversity of human experience, the wisdom passed from grandmother to daughter. This isn't just about convenience anymore. It's about the colonization of our most human experiences. Instead of calling your mother to ask what worked when you were a baby, you're consulting a machine. Instead of building a community of parents sharing real experiences, you're isolated with an AI that's programmed to keep you engaged and eventually sell you products. Because that's the endgame. ChatGPT recommending specific baby formulas and adding a convenient Buy Now button right in the chat. The tech oligarchs have always been hypocrites about this.
And I really kind of sat back in my chair and I was just like, oh man, here it is moment. I felt like I should have been able to do it and I couldn't, and it was really hard, but the AI just did it like that.
Yeah.
It was a weird feeling.
Like with GPT-5, you have something that is incredibly smart in a lot of domains, and it's to solve. Recently, we got gold level performance on the International Math Olympiad. Each of those problems takes about an hour and a half.
Mark Zuckerberg strictly limits his own children's screen time while building products designed to addict yours. But with AI, it's different. These developers genuinely believe they're creating God in a machine. They have an almost religious devotion to their creation, so intense that they're using it for the most intimate aspects of their lives. Now here's where it gets truly dystopian. Pete Hegseth just announced that Google's Gemini AI is being deployed across the entire Pentagon. Every American service member now has access to what they're calling Gen AI, with posters throughout the building encouraging its use for daily tasks. They're promoting it for deep research, document formatting, and analyzing imagery at unprecedented speed. Let me paint you a picture of what this means. The same technology that can't calculate a child's medicine dosage is now being trusted with weapons planning, ammunition calculations, and supply chain logistics. The margin for error in military operations is zero. One miscalculation doesn't just mean a sick child. It means lives lost, missions failed, international incidents. But the implications run even darker.
CEO Sam Altman confessed to leaning heavily on ChatGPT during the early months of parenthood. Husband Oliver Mulherin welcomed a baby boy in February. And like any new parent, he had questions, lots of them. 6-month-old was already crawling. Altman says he panicked, ran to the bathroom, and typed into ChatGPT.
The entire industry is accelerating toward profit at any cost. Meta just abandoned their open source AI philosophy entirely. Zuckerberg, who once claimed his AI would help humanity, is now building a closed system called Avocado, designed purely for profit. They're training it by stealing from competitors' models, distilling them down, and repackaging them for enterprise customers. This pivot reveals the truth. All the talk about curing cancer and solving humanity's problems was marketing. Now it's just about money, and the infrastructure can't even handle it.
That's how specialization of labor and this sort of like shared tool chain of progress work. Maybe like researchers at OpenAI don't know everything that it would take to go build a computer from the ground up.
I think it's the AGI term has become hugely overloaded, and as Jakob said, it'll be this process over a number of years.
But they know how to use that computer to create AGI, and that's like the next valuable layer.
The compute constraints that the whole industry has been, and our company in particular, have been terrible. We're so limited right now in the services we can offer. There's a bunch of having AI do a bunch of research, or you could choose to offer free education to everybody on Earth. No one wants to make that choice.
Data centers are pushing our power grid to the breaking point. The PJM grid covering 13 states is already at risk of blackouts. Regulators are begging for construction to stop until we can ensure basic reliability. When the grid fails, and it will, who gets priority? Your home or the data center owned by billionaires who funded local politicians? The answer is obvious. We're sacrificing reliable power for ordinary people to fuel an AI boom that's making us less human by the day. The Washington Post just launched an AI podcast where you design your own news. Pick your topics, choose your AI host, ask questions. No human journalists, no editorial judgment, no accountability. Just an algorithm feeding you what it thinks you want to hear. They're betting you'll prefer a machine to a human voice. This is the inflection point. Every aspect of human experience is being colonized by algorithms. Parenting, warfare, journalism, human connection itself. The people building these systems know the dangers. Altman admits he's asking his genius-level intelligence why his kid drops pizza on the floor. He knows it's absurd, but he can't stop himself.
Altman's candid confessions sound like parenting 2.0, a new era where AI becomes a third parent, about the staggering 120 billion babies born pre-AI, calling it a stunted perspective. Is the baby the target user for ChatGPT, as it's always acting like a nanny? And some saw it as a sign of the times, emphasizing how crucial AI advice can be in parenting.
We're watching humanity outsource itself piece by piece, not because AI is better, it demonstrably isn't, but because we're being conditioned to believe that human judgment, human wisdom, human connection is inferior to algorithmic efficiency, the same efficiency that can't calculate medicine dosages or prevent power grid failures.
Conclusion here, is it just a tech CEO being dramatic? Or maybe a snapshot of what modern parenting is these days? Are we as humans still trusting our gut feelings? Or are we relying too much on gadgets and AI?
The tech oligarchs want you to believe this is progress, that asking a chatbot for parenting advice is evolution, that removing humans from warfare makes it cleaner, that AI-generated news is more personalized. But personalization isn't wisdom, efficiency isn't humanity, and progress that makes us less human isn't progress at all.
We are not near the saturation point. The models are going to get so much better so quickly. Your advantage with speed and focus and conviction and the ability to react to how fast the technology is moving. It is easy when there's a new technology platform to say, well, because I'm doing something with AI. What you can get are these short-term explosions of growth by embracing a new technology.
We still have a choice, but that window is closing fast. Every time someone asks ChatGPT instead of calling their mother, every time a soldier trusts AI over instinct, every time we choose the algorithm over human connection, we move closer to a world where that choice no longer exists. The machines aren't taking over through force. They're taking over because we're handing them control of everything that makes us human, one seemingly convenient decision at a time. And the people profiting from this transformation are counting on you not noticing until it's too late. That's it for today, folks. See you in the next video.